And this is a little sad, but a few months later, I have a really bad accident, and my hair was caught up in my dad's repeller in the boat, and it got scalped.
Oh, honey. Welcome to the OHoney podcast,
where you get the sticky and the sweet with Summer
and Amanda and Chesca.
Hola,
Hello, hola.
¿Cómo estás?
I like that.
You tried to learn Spanish at one point. ¿Qué pasó?
Sí.
Pero muy mal.
No, está bien.
No.
She had all this sticker posts in her walls. You were going ham.
I was, but the R's.
The R's.
Rolling the R's, yeah.
I can't, and remember, I get so frustrated because I can't roll the freaking R's.
Can you roll the R's?
No, I can't. I can do this thing called I can do it like
Her tongue.
but not like that. But it's not like in the don't you have to do it like in the back of your throat so you can talk? I do it like in the front of my mouth, like.
No, you're supposed to do it in the front.
So
aren't
cute.
You? Are you supposed to do it in the front?
No, it's back.
Yeah, you roll it in the back. I do it in the front.
Hey.
No. See, it's not my tongue.
See,
it's
we
my
have
tonsils that do it.
That is so funny.
Because she used to act like a bird when she was the baby.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well,
Weird. So Chesca is a musician, very talented artist, and you did a lot of ghostwriting before, and now you're just like completely coming out and has come out.
did come out.
Yeah.
No, you should be
As a
the star.
artist.
You cannot be
Yeah,
behind the
you
scenes.
can't hide this.
She's too beautiful.
Yeah.
You're a star.
No, she's incredible and such a good dancer. You're talented with so many things. And some of your songs is Dora the Explorer.
Yes.
The movie. Mm-hmm. Wow. Amazing.
Well, my first single, which is my first single in Spanish, Azúcar, that you know, came out in the movie What Men Want, which was like my very first like big placement. I was like
That's
exciting
so awesome.
to hear your own music in a movie, it's like super exciting.
Yeah.
And then through that opportunity, I got other opportunities with other films, and Dora the Explorer was one of them. But it's not my own song. So for Dora, I was more of like a cover.
Yeah.
And then they just used my voice.
Still,
But still, I'm like super
still
excited.
you.
That's the thing though. Even if it's not your song, it's like they wanted your voice.
Yeah, it's so cool.
Like, that's so amazing. And if anybody deserves it, is this girl right here, because you work so hard. You're always working.
Thank you.
Like, you're always thinking about others too at the same time, so you have probably the best karma out of everybody, like, that anybody could ever want.
Thank you.
Yeah, you earned it though.
I try.
Yeah. Well, you deserve it.
Thank you.
And this is one of our holiday episodes, so it's time for the holidays. So what do you normally do for the holidays?
Eat.
Yes.
A lot.
Yeah.
Yeah, shamelessly.
Shamelessly, I love eating desserts. I mean, okay, let's be real. I eat a lot regardless, but Christmas time, I usually go back home.
Yeah.
And it's just a feast. It's crazy. So
Yeah.
that's
Home
probably
is
my
Puerto
favorite
Rico.
part.
So is
Puerto Rico?
Puerto
is
Rico.
like holidays different from like here? Like, what do you guys do in Puerto Rico? Like, what are like traditions or like how is it
It's just
different?
very, people would go to strangers' houses and knock on their door and bring food and like, so basically like people are like sleeping and strangers just knock on your door like with instruments and stuff, and you're like,
I love that.
And then you walk into their houses and you eat, and everybody's
That's
like
so
all of a sudden
great.
awake. So it's
All of
like
a sudden
Halloween,
awake.
like where people are waiting to give you candy. But
Except they come to you.
like people just are waiting for people to come and do like what's called las parrandas. Like that's what we call it.
Oh, it already
So what were you
sounds nice.
saying?
Traigo esta trulla. That means like I bring my crew to your house for you to let me in so we can eat and drink.
That's so cool.
If
And do
someone
they
did
do
that in the States, like you
They'd
would
be like,
literally get gunned
911.
down.
Actually, like since Puerto Rico has had a lot of like issues with violence and stuff, like it's not as it used to be when I was like growing up, but
Yeah, you weren't like,
people
"All right."
still do it in
Like,
a lot
"Here,
of
come in."
neighborhoods.
Yeah.
And in my family, like where we live, like they definitely do go ham. With
Yeah,
that.
because you know your neighbors too that
Yeah.
are going around, and that's usually like kind of what it is. Like,
Exactly.
yeah.
So it's super fun.
that's
You guys should try it.
oh, we're gonna butcher the song.
We'll go
but
out there.
no.
If you guys
Yeah,
want.
yeah. We have to have like
That's
months of like learning
I'm like,
for
okay,
the
say that again. Say that
for
again.
the lyrics.
I'm like, Hey, wait, what?
No,
I
there's
would
a
do
part
it
that
so
goes,
much
ooh,
more.
ooh, ooh.
Oh, that's
you guys
me.
could just be like, you guys,
That's where I come in.
It's fun, I promise.
Yay. We'll leave the singing to you.
Yeah, no, even her
this.
Yeah.
date, I was like
Yeah.
memorized.
Can you sing us one of the Christmas songs that you sing in Puerto Rico?
Feliz Navidad.
Ooh, I know this one.
Ey. Feliz Navidad.
Oh.
Ey. Feliz Navidad.
Hey.
Prospero año y felicidad. Now let's say it in English. I wanna wish you a Merry Christmas. Okay. I wanna wish you a Merry Christmas. I wanna wish you a Merry Christmas.
Me and Amanda are like, please
from
stop,
the
please stop.
bottom of my heart. Ow!
Dude, you're so good. How do you just do
That
that?
made me happy.
No.
Like, that sounds so good.
Ding, 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 ding. Okay. You're making me blush.
She's like, you're incredible. She's
Yeah.
like, that's, some of the most talented people. They're like, stop it. So what about you?
Stop it.
You.
No, but in the music industry, most people cannot come on here and do that because they can't actually
They're
sing.
like, do you have the auto-tune ready?
They're like, okay,
is that
well,
fixed?
my producer
Yeah.
is going to like remix this a little bit, and
Yeah.
then
We'll
you're
just
gonna-
put it in.
Yeah.
And I'll
like a
lip sync.
little.
What made you realize that, was it a thing where you always wanted to be in front of the camera, like performing in front of the audience, or was it a thing for you where you just wanted to be a writer at first, or?
Well, my parents are both like super music driven. My mom was like a dancer and like a singer, and then my dad was a musician. Okay.
What'd she do?
I just ate my tea bag straight.
So my dad, it's a musician, and then growing up, I was always a dancer. My mom had me in every single talent show. So one night, I'm like at home singing songs from like I can't remember. I think Shakira, and my mom keeps telling my dad like, our daughter can kind of sing. Like maybe you should put her in your band. So my dad had a cover band, which in Puerto Rico is kind of popular to have like cover bands,
That's
like
so
nothing
cool.
major, just like within the community.
Yeah.
He was cool, the
Yeah.
cool dad. So
Yeah.
then his singer, who was 19 at the time, I was 11, got sick, and she couldn't do the gig. So guess who did the gig? I did. I had no idea I was gonna do it, but I was like fearless, so I didn't really care. I was like, okay, I know all the songs. So then she gets fired, and I take her place.
Yeah.
And then I was like the 11-year-old with the dad singing in all the
love
the
that.
spots.
It's
and,
like a movie.
Yeah.
I like used to sing in Chili's. Is that how you say?
At
Chili's?
Chili's?
At Chili's?
Yeah.
like the
Restaurant?
Yeah.
restaurant. So I used to sing there.
Oh, really?
It was like a hangout in Puerto Rico.
I love
so.
that. That's such a cool story,
so
though.
cute.
And
So-
like heartwarming. Like the family doing it together is what
Yeah.
makes it so sweet.
Yeah.
And like I think that says a lot too about opportunity, right? Like just if you want something, you gotta be willing to put in the work and everything. I mean, you were 11 years old, and like somebody gets sick or somebody like you have to help out with something. So
Yeah.
that could be your way in and your
Yeah.
opportunity to show what you can do.
It was definitely one of those cases. And then obviously the story, it gets crazier later on, but
Let's
here we
hear it.
are just
Why are you holding out?
doing
Yeah,
the
I
story.
mean,
We're like
OHoney.
ready to hear it.
Well, long story short, I get discovered at 11. I signed to Sony Latin as kind of like a child.
Chili's
like,
just signing to Sony Latin.
yeah, because it was like back in the day, Puerto Rico had a division of Sony, and it was like a very small division. But they saw me, and they was like, "Oh, can you guys come into the office?" So I do like a little showcase. I'm dancing, singing. They end up signing me as a development project. And this is a little sad, but a few months later, I have a really bad accident, and my hair was cut up in my dad's propeller in the boat, and it got scalped. So I know it's Christmas, and but I'm grateful that I'm alive. And I mean, that situation put a hold in my career because it was 10 years of
I had no idea.
treatment and like, just mental and physical, like just to get back into a business that's so harsh, and like
Yeah,
you have
already.
to be mentally ready to like get back into it. But here I am, like, that didn't stop me, and I think it just pushed me to become who I am as a person. And why do I do the music stuff? Like, it saved my life, and I think one day that I can help other people with my story and just like how I survived and like surpass all of that shit.
Yeah.
Because it was really horrible, but yeah.
Oh,
So how long was your process like for recovery?
10 years.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, it's a long time.
Yeah.
And that was around when you were 11? Mm-hmm. So until you were like 21 and ready to go out and party.
Yeah. I didn't really have like a teenage, I just didn't. Like I was just, constantly getting surgery and
Wow.
treatments and just reconstructive stuff in my head and
Well, I would
therapy.
I would have no idea, like ever.
Yeah,
So,
Did it take a while for hair to grow back?
Yeah, well, it didn't grow back. So,
Yeah.
like, basically, because I lost 70% of my hair and scalp,
Yeah.
they had put these tissue expanders. So, what it does, it just expands your own skin.
Mm-hmm.
So, the hair that was left, thank God and I have a lot of hair.
Yeah.
I was left with a lot of hair.
Yeah.
So, they just slowly brought it to the front.
and that's why it was
It's a little hard to
process.
explain,
No, I understand.
but yeah,
Yeah.
it took a long time because the tissue expanders weren't just put and then expand.
to,
Yeah.
It was like little by little, and then
Yeah.
I just went through a lot of bullying and
Oh,
just
that's the
kids
hardest
don't know
part.
what they're doing a lot of the times, and I get it now, but
the
back
time
then it
you're
was really
probably-
hard. So
Yeah.
music kind of saved me from that because I kept doing music and I kept singing in my dad's band, and I was wearing
cool.
these crazy hats because nothing else would fit me.
Yeah.
So like it was okay.
Yeah.
So I just felt like I could be myself and not be judged like just singing and
That's so cool.
That's
And-
a
and
beautiful story.
And you started writing your own stuff.
yeah, I've always write my own stuff. As an entertainer and kind of like a new artist, I was always a little insecure.
Yeah.
So I always kind of let other people just lead me into what they thought, it was going to be the best thing for me to do. But
Yeah.
now I'm kind of just like, no, screw that. Like, I want to do what makes me happy, what moves me. Because I think it just comes out more natural. Like, if you try to force somebody to be something, at the end of the day, I think people can tell.
Oh yeah.
So with
No, they
me,
see
I
right
guess
through
it took a little bit longer than others, but like I think right now, if people see me and they see me perform and they understand my story, they'll believe, oh, okay, I get it. Like, so it's so natural for me, and it's like a walk in the park when I'm
Yeah.
on stage. It's just awesome.
Yeah. You know what's so funny though? It's like everybody has their backstory, right? And some people's struggles are a lot more intense than other people's, but it's like whenever you hear that backstory from somebody, it just makes you more like personable and even more likable too, just
Yeah.
because you're able to understand. So I think that's why everybody should be open about their stories too, and being like, comfortable and vulnerable enough to express them, because it just like does the opposite of what you would think it does.
And I usually
Yeah.
don't like really talking about it because I wouldn't want people to think like, well, she probably wants us to feel bad for her. But it's
No.
just, unfortunately, it is part of my life, and
Yeah.
it's part of why I became so obsessed with music.
If
And
anything-
so like, I need to make it. I need to keep going. I need to keep pushing because
Yeah.
like, it really did save me.
Yeah, and it's almost like it's hard to like balance it, but it's almost like a blessing in disguise too
Yeah.
at the same time,
I
because
agree.
it brings you to where you are now.
And it's like super
everything.
inspiring because like stuff happens like to kids all the time,
Yeah.
like bad stuff like that. And if they
Yeah, for other people to hear it too.
Yeah.
Like,
because
amazing.
I think it like shows them that bad things can happen, but you can overcome
You
them.
can become
Exactly.
a badass woman, super talented with amazing music. And you're on Spotify, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
I am.
And where can they find you? For our listeners too.
Well, you guys can find me as Chesca, like Francesca, but just Chesca. And then I'm on YouTube as well as Chesca, and on Instagram as Chesca.
So make sure you listen to all of her music this holiday season when you're at home hanging out with your family.
Thank you so
Even
much,
with
you
your
guys, for
family,
having
you can
me.
just play it with the fam.
Yeah. Huh?
You can play with the fam.
Yeah, that's what I said.
Oh, I thought you said when you're not with the fam.
No, when you're with your family.
Oh yeah, when you're with the fam.
And when you're not.
And when you're not.
Both.
Both.
Yeah. Well, with music and everything, are you wanting to date within the industry? Or is that like a no for you?
That's a no for me.
Why?
I don't know.
Yeah, you just seen it.
I've seen too much.
Yeah, yeah. It's a tricky thing because
Yeah.
it's like, yeah, there's reputations about things and there's always
Yeah.
exceptions, but I get it.
I guess you never know. I mean, you could
Yeah.
do a collaboration with someone and connect with them and
Yeah,
fall in love, but
the exception. Yeah.
but I try to stay away, and I always try to just keep things professional and
I think that's probably and I love where your mindset is with that too, because when you start like mixing the two together,
It's always, I mean, in my
messy.
opinion, it's always bad.
yeah.
Yeah.
In general.
Because you're gonna run into them again, whether it's in the studio or you like wanting to do a collaboration. It's like, what
Exactly.
should we write about? Our thing? No? Okay.
Exactly.
Yeah.
I think it's like more of a younger mentality. Like,
Yeah.
you know, I'm a little bit more mature. I think that I'm past that stage where I'm like, I need to be famous, so I need to, you know, like, who do I need to date? Like, I think when I was 17, I would think like that.
Yeah.
It's like, ooh, like I would date him, but
Yeah.
now it's more like I know my worth as an artist, and I just feel like if it happens, it happens, and
Yeah.
if not, I mean, the heart what it wants. So
Yeah. And is that like a thing for you now? Are you in a relationship now? No? No, not the sad face, the happy face. Yeah.
I'm a hopeless romantic. Like I love being in relationships. Like I'm the girl that has long-term relationships. I don't like messing around. Like I just,
Yeah.
I like to
that's-
have fun, you know, and go out with my friends and meet people and learn about them. But I'm just like a total hopeless romantic, and it's a little bit hard nowadays. Yeah. To like find a good guy. So
How long was your longest relationship?
5 years.
That's a long time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And
And my second longest was like 3.5.
and was it like a common like? Do you just fall out of love in both, or was it just like situations?
I think it was career.
Yeah.
I think like for me it was, you know, where we were in our lives, like career-wise, like I knew I've always known what I want to do, and I feel like my partners have always had like a confusion of like what they want. So I think we've always clashed when it comes to that. So I felt like it's better to just,
Yeah.
yeah.
Just focus on you, and then whatever
Even
comes.
and even me still loving them, like I still love my ex, you know, like, but I feel like right now it's just we're both at different pages, and I think that can just not be good.
Yeah. Timing is important.
Yeah.
Do you talk like regularly?
Yeah,
Or
we're like
that's not
super
hard.
close. Like we
Yeah.
love each other. Like we are very close friends, and we always said if it's meant to be, it'll be, you know. But right
Yeah.
now we're just doing our thing, focusing on ourselves, and being an artist is not easy, and it's not
Yeah.
easy to date an artist and an artist that's starting, and like I'm traveling a lot and just, you know, trying to get my name out there and just
Yeah.
hustling. So for relationships, you have to be with someone really strong, like that
Yeah.
can help
Can
you
handle it.
grow and push you. So it's a little bit harder than if I was just working a 9 to 5.
Would you be heartbroken if you saw him
Yes.
dating?
Yes. He's like, no.
But then I would just be like, good for you.
To his
Like-
face, you're like, I'm so
But
happy
that-
for you.
but that's
Kill
why-
her. But yeah, it's life, you know. I can't just think that he's mine and like,
Yeah, and not
know,
at the
like-
same time.
yeah.
Yeah.
But that's the worst, like
Yeah.
wanting to be with someone. You
It's-
guys are friends and everything. Almost it's better when you break up and you hate each other. You're like, literally,
I
never
agree,
talk
actually.
to me again.
I agree. It's easier to move on when you just like hate the person.
yeah.
But
like,
it's
when you
almost
wanna be with
really
them.
nice that they stay in your life too, that you have all those experiences and moments with somebody that is still there that you can like have conversations about.
And I'm friends with all my exes.
See, that's
like,
what I was about to say too. I'm friends with all mine,
Yeah.
but we go through the I hate you stage.
Yeah,
and
and then
then
you're
we're
fine.
friends.
And
Yeah.
It's almost like the process that's needed to
Yeah,
like
exactly.
establish the hard line difference between we're in a relationship and now we're friends.
Yeah. Thank God I've never had like a horrible breakup, you know. But I'm friends with all of them.
Would you think you would be able to be friends with your ex even if you got in a new relationship?
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
Unless my current boyfriend wouldn't like it.
Yeah.
Unless he felt uncomfortable, then I would respect that. But
What type of guys do you like?
Yeah, what's the type?
Danny, my makeup artist, and Francesca's makeup artist over there is laughing right now
knows.
because she knows.
I don't
Makeup artist Danny on Instagram.
I'm not gonna
Danny's
lie.
the
There was for a long period of time. I like what I'm attracted to, you know. But lately, I've been just being more open about just meeting someone and just like learning from them and just like loving who they are more so like how they look.
Okay.
I
But
think
if
it's
you
just-
had to go off of how they look,
Amanda wants to get down
who
and
would
dirty.
it be?
I mean, I'm just like right now I'm so closed off to love. Like I'm just like literally a wall. Like my friends call me
Francesca.
nun and like they make fun of me for like not opening up to guys.
They call you
It's a
nun.
problem. Some of my friends, sorry to say this, but like I have a really close friend of mine. He's like, I have a question. Are you a lesbian?
I used to be asked that all the
don't
time
get it.
too, because like I would always kind of like just like wait for like some sort of relationship.
Yeah.
And they're like, oh, she must be a lesbian. And I'm like,
No, but this friend
wouldn't
of
I
mine
still
legit.
hook up with people if I'm a lesbian too? Like, what is that? Wouldn't you guys know?
Exactly. So this friend
I'd
of
probably
mine
be
literally
very
was
open
like,
about it.
I just have a really personal question. Don't get me wrong. Like, and I was like, no, dude. Like, I'm just not out there just making out and hooking up with people. Like, sorry.
Yeah.
But
The fact that we have to be sorry about that.
But it gets lonely sometimes, you know. Like, like Los Angeles is a city of dreams, you know. So everybody's like busy and working and like, you know, but it gets lonely.
Yeah.
You know, like I'm like I have to go back home because I miss my family and it's so lonely.
Does your whole family live in Puerto Rico?
Yeah. Like I wish my mom was here, you know, or like my dad. Like
Is
even
that
though
the
me
goal?
and my dad.
Oh yeah, you
my
gotta start up
God.
that group
Me
again.
and my dad are like brother and sister, but like I wish like my mom was here, like or
Yeah.
somebody from my family that I could just have brunch with them on Sundays and just you know.
Do you have siblings?
No.
The only child.
That's why.
That's always what I wanted to be when I was a kid.
You
I
don't have
literally,
brothers?
No, I
No,
do.
she wanted to
and
be
my
an only
whole life,
child.
I was like, Mom. I was always mad at her. I was like, Mom, why
Why'd
can't
you
I
have
just be
kids
the only
before?
child? Like I wanted to be the only child. Like my one wish.
Aren't you?
And then now I'm so happy I have siblings.
I know.
Yeah.
Yeah, I wish I had brothers
She's like,
and
yeah,
sisters.
I don't.
No, I wish I had at least one brother.
Is
so
the
weird how
goal
it
for
changes.
is the goal for you to have your parents come out to LA?
Well, my parents are divorced. Like
Yeah.
they got divorced when I was only 2
your
years
dad?
old.
Or your mom?
Yeah, but if I could pick, I would definitely have my mom here because she can sleep in my bed and scratch my back
Oh,
like,
yeah.
for hours.
Cuddle.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, I'm like best friends with my parents. Like we have an amazing relationship. Yeah, we bump heads just like every other family, but
Yeah, it's
at the
normal.
end of the day, they're there for me at all times. So.
I honestly, I don't think it's it's not a real relationship if you're not getting into those little arguments, if you're not like,
Yeah.
because that just shows you're just not, unless you're the same person.
Yeah.
Like, you know?
Exactly. No, it's totally normal.
Yeah, I feel
Yeah.
like people who don't bump heads with their families are ones who aren't really close with them.
I agree.
Yeah.
I
Because then
agree.
you're being like, you're like almost being the yes man to them. Like, oh, yeah.
Yeah, do
I see.
you?
I agree.
Yeah.
That's exactly it.
Oh, honey, it's time for our sweet sponsor, Manscaped. Let me hear jingle balls, jingle balls, jingle balls all the way. It is Manscaped, you guys, because they are the best in men's below-the-belt grooming, and they offer precision-engineered tools for your man's family jewels. Honestly, the best Christmas gift of all time, and just holiday gift in general, even for myself. Just getting it for my man is like a gift to me. Because not only is he more trimmed and clean down there, but he's smelling better and it's not leaving a mess around the sink. I can't tell you how grossed out I get just seeing all those little hairs everywhere, and just to have that be no more thanks to Manscaped is like the best gift I could ever ask for. Forget Valentine's Day, don't get me anything, just get yourself Manscaped. Because it's the holiday season, so it's time to buy gifts for you and for your man, just like I did. I'm talking about the Manscaped Perfect Package 3.0. But first, if you don't know about Manscaped and the importance of manscaping, then it's time you hop on the trend. Let's be real. We've all smelled stinky balls before. That's why I'm thankful for their Crop Preserver and Crop Reviver. And these products will smell good. Their manly scent is attractive and will help set the mood. Talk about pheromones. So get your man, dad, brother, or friends the best gift of all, Manscaped Perfect Package 3.0. And get 20% off plus free shipping with the code HONEY at manscaped.com. Ladies, this is the perfect gift for you and your man. And trust me, he will thank you. And men, your balls will thank you. So get 20% off and free shipping with the code HONEY at manscaped.com. manscaped.com. That's 20% off with free shipping at manscaped.com and use code HONEY. Naughty or nice, this is the #1 gift on Santa's list.
How it is.
Yeah, well,
Did you hear my stomach? Is that what you looked at me? My stomach made a weird
it's
noise.
making noises over there.
You're hungry?
Don't know what's going on.
No.
But we have this
I
thing
don't know,
that
just
we
wants to
do
talk.
called the honey pot.
Okay.
And this is where we get letters from fans that write in and diary entries asking advice on their current dating situation.
Oh, cool.
So,
Yeah, we try to give
I
you
love that.
advice.
yes. Take a dip in the honey.
Take a dip,
Get a tip from the honey dip.
Yep. Oh, I always forget it.
This tea is so good, by the way.
Oh, which one do you have?
Yeah,
The throat coat.
Oh, I love that one.
It's so good.
I
Yeah.
don't like the taste of that one.
Really?
It like feels good on your throat, but it's like a weird taste.
Oh,
Maybe.
I love it.
I'm just so used to
I
this
love it
tea.
too.
I love it. It makes my voice shine. It really does.
Oh, this
it
is
really
the
helps.
best tea for
Oh, so
you.
this is
Yeah,
gonna
it
make
is.
us something.
Yeah.
Amanda,
Oh,
this is
I
what we
need
get
it.
Drink every
You
day.
guys have been talking a lot in the podcast. Like this.
Do you
is
hear
the
my voice
best.
right now?
It's perfect.
I'm like Fran from The Nanny. All right. So fan question number 1. Oh, honey. Hey, ladies, I have a tough issue at hand. I'm bringing home my boyfriend for Christmas for the first time to meet my family, and I am so scared that he's going to think my family are freaks. I'm definitely an outlier in the family. I left my town as soon as I could and moved to a bigger city, got a job, and live a pretty normal life. My family, however, is pretty eccentric, and I'm afraid he's going to not like me after because he won't want to be involved with my family long term. What can I do to make it seem like they're not as strange as they really are so that he doesn't run for the hills?
Ay.
Ay, ay, ay.
Ay. I feel like I was in a situation like that, like when I was very, very young.
Mm-hmm.
My boyfriend literally said the same thing to me. He's like, just FYI, heads up, my parents are like nuts.
Yeah.
And just please, like, don't run. So this guy brings me to his house.
Yep.
His mom and dad are like throwing pork at each other, literally. I mean, Latin people were very extra like that. And older people
like
are
dodging.
even worse, some of them. So yeah, I guess it can become a little uncomfortable for somebody for the first time to experience that, but you take it. But then if it continues to happen, I can understand why somebody be super concerned, like, oh God, she's gonna come here and I know how it is.
Well, because this person has their life outside of their family, right?
Right.
And it's like only one, like it sounds like a vacation. It sounds like a trip, like maybe like 3 trips at most a
Right.
year, and that's a lot. So more likely, probably 1,
Right.
if he's lucky.
Yeah, but if he doesn't live with the parents, then you're fine.
Yeah.
Except if you guys go on vacations together and it become tricky. But love is love, so
Yeah.
love is sacrifice.
Yeah. It's yeah.
So-
Or I would say it's like, yeah, it is. It's give and take, right?
Yeah,
Yeah. It's like, all right, I'll do that, but I get a back rub.
yeah, because nobody's perfect. At the end of the day, nobody's perfect. No family's perfect. So
Yeah. Yeah, there's always going to be something with families
I agree.
because every family is so different from one another too. So you're always comparing it to your own. And then when you go and see it, you're like, well, my family doesn't do that, or my family
Yeah.
doesn't do that. Like, your
That's not
family's
so
awesome. Might like the other family more.
Yeah.
Yep.
My family's super dysfunctional, so I have to be like, sorry. But it's like a fun dysfunctional. It's not like a crazy, like, oh my God, everyone's fighting and hating each other. It's just like everyone in my family is just so different that it's just like so many like levels to stuff. So.
Are there ever like screaming fights at your house?
Just between me, like my sister, because my sister she's bipolar, so like she has like random moments where she just like freaks out and she'll just wake up and just hate everyone. And yeah, she gets a little vicious. But
Yeah. And then do you give it back, or do you kind of?
I get in trouble when I give it back because I want to give it back because I'm like, she shouldn't be able to treat us like this. But my family is like, no, like she's like this because of like her like problem, like her like mental
She's
health.
diagnosed.
So it's like I want to, because I'm like, it shouldn't be okay for her to treat us like this.
That's hard.
So it's like hard because she also uses it as an excuse. Like you still like should know that this isn't okay to do. But
What's your sister? So
no, she's my sister. Yeah, but when we were little, when she like wasn't diagnosed or anything,
Right.
and we could fight, we would go at it hard. Yeah.
Like when I was allowed to? Oof.
Oh, I used to beat up all my siblings, like hard. Like blood.
Wrestling moves.
I used to
Tap
go
the
out with
elbow.
my cousins because I have a lot of cousins, so it felt like they were my sisters and brothers. So.
Well, let's go back into the honey pot and give
Yes.
some more advice.
What a great time.
Oh wow.
Okay. Question number 2. I'm going to my first Hanukkah celebration ever with my girlfriend who is Jewish, and I have never celebrated or been a part of a Jewish tradition, and I am really nervous. I don't know what to I don't want to disrespect her or her family, but I don't know what to wear, eat, how to speak Hebrew, or any traditions at all. I grew up in a Christian household, and this is all foreign to me. I like her a lot, and I'm excited to learn her family's culture, but don't want to look like an idiot in front of her entire family. How can I prepare for this experience?
I'm Catholic.
Yeah,
You're
I'm
a
Catholic.
Christian, you're Catholic.
yeah. It's for everybody.
Oh.
All the life.
Yeah, all the life, all the religions, all the beliefs. I would say if I was going to a boyfriend that was a different religion than I am, no matter if it's Jewish or if it's whatever it is, I would study up. I would like do my research on that religion, like just so I'm like familiar with their like traditions and practices, so I can like kind of be familiar and be able to show that respect for what they have going on. And it already shows so much respect for something if you are trying to familiarize yourself with it. And like people appreciate that so much. Like it's the same thing even if I go to Puerto Rico. You know, if I like speak a little bit of Spanish and even try to speak Spanish, people are gonna probably, and you tell me,
appreciate it. Yeah. Be like, oh, cool.
yeah, it's like the same thing with cultures, I think, as it is religion too. Like, and you said you don't know Hebrew, maybe like pick up like 1 or 2 words and like, and just
Shalom.
like, yeah.
Hashem Shali Francesca.
Oh.
I used to work for an Israeli guy in a clothing store, so I was forced to kind of learn a few words. This was like back in the day.
This is your greeting.
But shalom, it's like shalom.
Yeah. But so I think just putting in that effort is enough.
Of course, and it depends how much you care.
Yeah.
You know, if you care enough for this friend of yours, boyfriend, like, of course, I think it's important to put a little bit of work into it and go in there and just feel more comfortable, I guess, of understanding the religion.
Is it for you? Do you like when you're dating? I know you're going for the personality, but would your parents be like shocked if it wasn't somebody that could speak Spanish?
No, my ex is Muslim and Arabic.
Yeah.
So I mean that's 2 completely different cultures. So no.
Are they fluent in English? Like Puerto Rico, a lot of people, like pretty much everybody.
Actually, in Puerto Rico, people don't really speak English unless you live in a certain area.
Oh yeah, because when I went to.
You went to Isla Verde, you went to Condado, like that's like the tourist area. So like people want to learn because for job opportunities and the schools there are like all English.
Yeah.
I didn't go to an all-English school, and I mean, I knew how to sing in English because I loved artists that were American, but I didn't speak English.
What age did you learn?
I learned in LA when I moved to LA.
Oh, you
I came out here like, I couldn't speak English at all.
So you learned English for the first time
Like
when you came out to
7
LA?
years ago, like when I moved here.
Oh, wow.
That's insane.
Yeah, it's crazy because it's like, and that's a really hard thing to do, but I feel like it helps a lot once you're
Like
living there.
it.
Oh yeah.
You pick it up a lot faster.
I took classes too. Like I was, obviously trying really hard to get rid of not the accent, but I just wanted to be fluent because I wanted to do English music.
Yeah.
And I wanted to just do like the whole R&B, hip hop.
And by the way, when I was learning Spanish, I tried to learn to sing a song in Spanish.
Really? Which one?
Oh, no, I'm like fully written song, yeah. And couldn't roll my R's.
These R's, man.
Yeah.
We have to come up with like some sort of...
No, I did the pencil. I put the pencil here. I did like the just saying the words. I forget all the exercises that I did, but I watched a ton of YouTube videos. Like I would stay up late at night, just like, come on, come on.
Dude, your whole house literally was.
Yeah, Post-it notes.
Yeah.
Yeah,
like the movie, like what's that movie called? The Office? I don't know.
Oh.
But it's crazy. Oh my
But
goodness.
it's hard when you're not like living in it, you know. Like,
Yeah.
maybe if she moved to somewhere where they like only speak Spanish, that'd be easier.
Oh yeah, of course.
But when you're not living it and like you're not even around it all, how you're like really gonna learn? Because I feel like that's how you really learn, is like living it.
And and hearing it and just 1,000%. And I lived in Miami after Puerto Rico. I went to Miami, but everyone in Miami speaks Spanish. I was like, I don't need to learn. But then when I moved here, and the label were like, why are you trying to do English music? You can't even speak English. I was like, I'll learn, I promise.
Yeah.
In like 2 years, I was like,
Boom. That's how hard you work. That's a
but then they still,
strong
I was
sign.
still, I was on a show.
Yeah.
And I could sing all the songs completely without an accent because I was used to it growing up. And my dad's band, his band was called Flashback. And all the songs were like, you know, the Beatles and the Rolling Stones and Alanis Morissette and like all English songs. So I didn't have a problem singing it. But
Yeah.
for me, I've always been a very big supporter of women just because of my situation and how I was brought up, like, you know, how I grew up. I always try to help every one of my girlfriends. I think there's so much room for everybody to succeed. I don't think of course, like if you see someone doing the exact same thing that you're doing, you're always going to feel like a little, but who cares? Like at the same time, it's like there was a Britney and a Christina Aguilera. There was, you know, I feel like there's always room for everybody because at the end of the day, you're unique in your own way.
Yeah.
Nobody's you. Nobody can be you. Like, doesn't matter. So I think for me, I don't have a problem at all helping other girls, plugging other girls, advising other women, giving all my support.
Yeah.
Right?
Confirm this,
Like
Danny.
I think that if we all unite, like women are so powerful and so like we are like soldiers. So I think that if we all unite, we could just take over the world, like for real. And I think we are. I think like we're finally coming together, and there's always going to be girls that don't want to do that, but the ones that are doing it are the ones that are going to actually win and succeed. And
Yeah. So it's just like trying your best with everybody. You meet one, you're like, all right, you don't want this? Okay. And then like keep it going.
yeah.
Yeah.
There's room for everybody, girls. No need to hate. No need to be jealous. No need to nothing. There's a lot of men out there because a lot of girls also get so catty with like guys. You know, like if you like the same guy or like, but I saw him first. Or like, it's Instagram, dude. Chill out.
Yeah.
You know, so like, there's so much room in the world for everything. So.
Yeah. And do you have a pretty strong like group of friends around you?
Yes. Well, like I said, I've been friends with the same people since I moved to LA, and I still have friends back home that I still stay in touch with. Like, I think it's extremely important to have a good support of friends that you trust. You know, like it's hard for us in the city, you know, like to fully trust people because everybody's trying to make their dreams come true, and they're like, you know, whatever it takes, and you know, but at the end of the day, you have to protect your dream as well, and you have to do what's best for you. And a lot of the times if you focus so much on other people, you might just derail from your own goals. So again, like it's not, don't help, but also don't put all of your energy into other people, because then sometimes you're just gonna, that has happened to me as well, where I just care so much about other people that I kind of forget, hey, wait, what about me?
Yeah.
You know, like just myself, like not like, oh, if I help you, you help me. No, just like myself.
Yeah.
So I think that's a good advice, a balance in life to just not give too
people
much
may be
either.
like, oh, that sounds selfish, but it's not, because
No.
like, actually, no, it's like sometimes it is a good thing, because if you're not healthy, if you're not able to like be comfortable in life, your value to other people at the same time and what you're able to do for other people is limited, you know?
Exactly.
It's like you gotta do your best to be your best, and then you can be able to do more for others.
Yeah,
So,
exactly.
yeah.
And if people need help, I think it's always good to work for it as well. Like I've been in situations where people ask me for help and then they expect me to follow up.
Yeah.
So if you're the one that wants me to help you get a job or get in touch with somebody, why do you want me to be constantly asking you? Like, so sometimes you guys have to also, if you want something, just go get it and just be persistent.
Yeah, because honestly, like, those are some of the people that are the most successful too, the ones that are persistent.
And a lot of the times, a lot of people that are not as busy, they don't understand that concept that you're saying, but it is true. Like, just persist. Persist until you get it.
Yeah.
That's it. 'Cause you guys are so busy, so like, I don't think people should take it personal if it doesn't happen right away, you know? Like,
yeah. Everybody thinks that they are so busy, but we all are essentially, right?
Yeah.
Whether it's like our minds are always going on to different things. So we can all relate in that way. So be persistent. And
like it's hard like to text back. Have you ever just like mentally replied? I'm always a mentally replier. Like I literally will get a text and I like think of my response and then something else, or I'm like on something. Yeah. And then I go back, I'm like, oh crap, I didn't reply. And
or wrote the message and didn't send it.
Yeah. And then you have to be like, oh, sorry. Oh, and they're always probably like, oh, this liar, you know, like, oh, I meant to respond, or oh, I did respond.
Or if you had read receipts, is the worst, because people are like, bro, I saw that you just read it. Like, I'm like, oh shit, I hurt by that.
If I see like someone doesn't
reply
to my text, I will never talk to them again.
Am I that person if I have my red
I keep
receipts?
mine.
Yours are off too? Yeah.
Yours are on.
No.
Yes. I mean, I think yours are on red. Yeah.
Really?
Yeah. But you always respond. I mean,
I'm pretty
if you're
good.
busy, but you always get back to people.
Yeah, even if it's a
maybe
day.
it can be different for person to person. I think you can turn them on now for
Really?
person to person. Because me, I'm the type, I'm petty, where I'm like, for my boyfriend,
check my phone.
if I'm fighting with him, I'll turn him on. Like, yeah, I saw your text, I'm not replying.
So good. Or WhatsApp, that you have like the blue check mark and you don't like.
I never understood the ticks on WhatsApp.
The blue checks?
Yeah, I call them ticks.
Oh,
like,
ticks.
Yeah, ticks. Yeah, checks. You're correct. I'm wrong. I'm wrong with everything. Apparently, my red receipts are on.
They are.
But
just change them.
but like I'll read something and I'll be like, oh, I won't know the answer to that until 3 days from now. Like I guess I would be more considerate if I would just be like, hey, I won't know the answer of that until 3 days from now. But instead I'm just like, it's not urgent, I'll let them know. And then like I just move on to the next thing. I need to get better at that.
There's so many things to do on your phone. It's just like, I'm like, squirrel.
Yeah,
I can't
distraction.
And I'm sure you girls get so many, you know, like, I don't know. If I get people all the time constantly asking me for just anything, I'm sure you guys get a lot. So if you guys ever text them and they don't reply, it's because they're probably very busy.
Yeah, we don't mean any
bad
intentions with not
guys.
replying right now. Unless you're replying with like weird or texting weird things, then we're just not replying.
Right.
It's just like, what?
Yeah, but anyone
Then
who's
you
gonna
get
text us weird
on
things
Do Not
probably doesn't
Disturb.
have our number.
Actually, I've accidentally put people on Do Not Disturb. Like I press buttons on my phone all the time. I think the moral of the story is just like don't be offended by like
People
texts
not
or like like calls and all that. Just like when you see them in person, be like, hey, you didn't do this. This is why I didn't do this. Oh, I understand.
Right.
And then
Exactly.
but people, you don't agree.
No, but I feel like in relationships, there's even more like things that people get mad. Oh, you didn't reply to me, or you didn't text back when I wanted you to text back, or you didn't call, or you didn't answer when I called. Like there's so many more. Back in the day when iPhones or phones in general weren't a thing, it's just you see them when you see them, and you.
Yeah.
I know. Can we go back to that? I just think that because we're constantly on our phones and people see that.
So it's
No,
like,
if
oh,
you're
you weren't with
going
your
out
phone?
and because I'm guilty of that. I'm literally constantly on my phone. So if I don't reply, then when I see them, like, dude, I see you on your phone all day and you didn't reply.
It takes 2 seconds, like literally to respond. And
Yeah.
if you want to talk to that person, you're going to respond.
But I think that's why people also take it a little personal.
But I don't know. Like, because sometimes in my head, I'm like, I gotta respond. And it's the fact that I have, and this is how much I
I'm
still
talking
care.
about relationships. I'm not talking about like business stuff.
okay.
I'm not talking about like my
Okay,
mom
good.
texting
like,
me. Like obviously I want to talk to her, but I'm talking about in like
Yeah.
relationships.
Yeah,
like when you're
relationship.
interested in
That
a
is fine.
dude or your boyfriend or something, like it's a different thing. Like
Yeah.
if you're like in a like relationship
That's
with
true.
someone
Yeah.
and like your friend texting you or someone wants to do business with you or your mom or dad or grandma talks to you and you don't get back to them.
But guys need to stop doing that though. I think that we're in a generation right now where like there's too many games. Like guys need to just respond.
Yeah,
Just
period.
respond. Like
Takes 2
Yeah.
seconds.
doesn't like I
Ease
have
my
so many
mind.
girlfriends that are
Yeah.
going through this right now where like they're dating a guy and they literally just texted you and she texted within 5 seconds and then they don't respond for an hour. What is that? Why?
Yeah, on purpose,
Like
do you think?
on 1000%.
Yeah.
Like 1000%.
They're like waiting
Yeah.
it out. They have a timer of when the alarm
so
goes off.
guys
Yep,
need
I
to
can
get
reply
better
now.
about that.
Or
And,
maybe they're going through their list. They're like, okay, that's done.
like Jessica, Clara, Cindy,
Yeah.
Franny. like
Included her.
yeah, whatever. I'm just saying like yeah, we all have
Yeah.
to get a little bit good about like the whole game.
Yeah, no games.
Yeah.
So guys just need to text back.
Yeah.
That's what they got to
But
do.
not like days later.
Yeah.
Those,
Take notes.
Those you need to like delete right away. If you text a guy and he texts you back 2 days later, next.
Yeah.
Come on, that's just ridiculous.
Thank you.
But then
next.
there's also some girls who like to play games too. So
I think it's different with girls. I think it's important to give a guy a challenge.
yeah.
And now like there's so many options, like especially with Instagram, like I feel like guys just think that they can just go to the next and it doesn't work that way.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like it's
Yeah.
but it's a mentality that I'm seeing a lot lately. So I wish that we
That
could
would
just,
Me and
change.
Amanda don't know this because
Like,
we're
"Oh,
like
what's happening
we're
out
not
there?"
like on the market, so we're just
well, yeah,
like-
you guys have relationships, so it's a little bit different. Like I'm in the singles department, so I see so much, and I'm like,
What
and-
is? Yeah.
Are you like opposed to like say you met someone and you like you guys have a connection? Do you want to date or would you be like no, I'm too focused on my career?
No, I'm super open to anything. Like again,
the
if I connect,
romantic.
yeah, I'm a hopeless romantic. Like if I
wanna
connect
boyfriend?
with someone, I'm not just gonna push them away.
Yeah.
You know?
What are some of the things that you've noticed that outside of texting, what else? Like, what else should guys be doing that they're not doing or stop doing that they are doing in the dating
I think they
scene?
need to be more patient with women. Like I think that a lot of men are used to, you know, getting what they want quickly, and if they don't, they just kind of move on. So I think that they should
Sex.
could be sex, could
Yeah.
be whatever it is that they're thinking. And because for me, I'm like I'm a little old school when it comes to you know, opening up to somebody or just
Yeah.
being
Yeah.
a little bit more lovey. Like I'm like really like
But I
Yeah.
also think that a guy who just wants to be with you to hook up, they're gonna move on quickly. But a guy who wants to be with you long term and wants a relationship, guys don't usually like girls who give it up right away.
Right.
Because then they just move on because they're like, oh, got what I wanted. Like a guy
Exactly.
who wants to be with you long term wants to wait and wants to
Yeah.
chase you, you know, type thing. So it's like, yeah, this guy who wants that, you don't want to be with him anyways because that's all he wants from girls in general.
I agree. Yeah, and that's what I'm saying. Like I've come across both. You know, I've come across guys that are down to hold on and wait, but then I'm not interested for some reason. But I also don't like leading people on. I think like people have sometimes hard time like letting people go.
How would you break it to them?
Oh, I have no filter. I'm like I can't. I'm not interested.
And then
I don't
they,
sugarcoat it. Like I'm like.
and they just start crying in front of you, and then
No,
what do
they
you do?
don't. They're holding on to your life. They're like,
Chesca,
okay.
Sing to me one last time.
I mean, like it's the first time. They're like, okay, well,
Yeah.
that's weird. Like,
Yeah,
oh, sorry.
like not used to that.
But then they want you more. They're like, what?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's weird how that works. But
So them being
I think it's just so much better
Patient.
to be honest with people. Just,
upfront.
dude, like if you don't have a connection,
Transparent.
why like play the game? Just tell them straight up.
I notice like a lot of the guys that go on dating apps and or just are always just hooking up with girls and wanting to meet girls, it'll be almost a phase for them, and they just go through it, and then they always come out. I've seen so many of my guy friends do this, like, yeah, this girl, and like loving life, and then I'm like, okay,
It'll get old very quick.
and then they come back, I just want somebody to love, and I'm like,
Yeah, because you've just been
I'm
through
like,
it all.
well, you're not doing it the right way here. It's
Right.
like you're just like treating these girls as like just objects. And just like, or just pleasure machines and just going through it. It's like, that's, if you want,
It's like their personal little pocket pussies.
okay.
Okay.
It's like, and there's,
What did she say?
It's like, what?
Rewind that.
yeah. But it's like, it's not, you're not going to find happiness in doing that.
Have you ever, or would you ever be on a dating app, or is that like not your
No.
thing? Yeah.
No
See
way.
me, if any, I'm like never. Like I would
And
never ever
I've
do that.
actually never had a real connection with someone I met on Instagram. Not once.
Really?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like my relationships have been people that I meet in person.
Yeah.
And that I don't even know they have Instagram. I find out
Later.
the next day.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Next day.
Yeah.
You're like, what's your name
Yeah.
on Instagram?
Yeah.
Sometimes I'll see people on Instagram and I feel like I've met them in person because I've seen them so much. And then you meet them and you're like, oh, hey. And they look at you weird and you're like, oh, okay.
You're like, wait, you don't
I'm
stalk my
weird.
profile? Oh,
Yeah.
shit,
Yeah.
sorry. Okay, I thought
Like,
that
I'm
was
so
the
sorry.
story was mutual.
I love you. Oh, wait, what? No,
Like I love
I'm
you.
a big fan. Yeah.
That happens to you guys all the time. Right.
I get confused too because I'm like, have we? Like, because I've seen you too. Like, it's more of like a influencer situation probably.
I've had this happen for me because I'm like too nice. So if someone comes up to me like, "Oh, I haven't seen you in forever," they act like they know me, I will do it back, and they're like, "I'm f***ing with you. We've never met." I'm like,
why do people do that?
I'm
Wait,
like,
they've done
why
that?
would you do that to me?
Yeah.
Like, they do it to me all the, like, I've had it happen to me probably like 5 times before, and it like hurts every time because I'm like, I feel stupid because
You're like,
I'm
I'm a bad
I was like,
person.
and now it makes me not want to be nice. Now I'm gonna ask questions like, have we actually met? Where do we meet? Are you f***ing with me?
And they're like, wow.
They're like, whoa.
So
we had a
somebody has
5-hour
actually
dinner
said
Yeah,
together.
people
to
have
you,
done
like-
that to me. They like come up to me, they like act like we're friends, and I'm like, oh yeah, like haven't seen you in forever. I'm like, I know, where have you been? And then they're like, actually, I've never met you. I'm f***ing with you. I'm like,
Yeah, no, that's happened.
That's
to me
like a
before, too.
pickup line
was,
for
like,
sure.
so
Like
But it's even.
and then I feel stupid because I'm like, oh, okay. And then it just seems that I'm fake.
I feel like
But
it's
I'm just
some.
too
I
nice.
think it's some people's humor. It has to be,
it's
but
like
it's
a
just
very
like,
dry sense of humor.
right
I've like
over.
on meet and greets had like people do stuff to me that they think is funny, but it's like makes me feel like, oh my god, what?
Really?
Yeah, like it's like to them they're being funny. It's like humorous, like saying
Yeah.
things like. But me, I take it mean. I'm like, wow, that hurt. That hurt. I'm also sensitive, so.
we're all
But
sensitive.
I think it's like everybody should just come up. Hey, Amanda, it's so good to see you. Like if I haven't seen you in a long time and it's been years and we haven't like communicated, and I'd be like, oh, like Chesca, Amanda, it's so good to see you. We met here.
Right.
Yeah,
I
like
agree.
oh, I love those people.
Yeah, that's good. Oh,
I've done that a lot.
and
Yeah.
they even will go into detail how they met. Like, oh yeah, I've met you here, da. But me, even when I.
You were eating a burrito and then you had something in your teeth.
Her
and I
face
told
is
you to-
blank the whole time. You were at Chipotle and I walked by you.
What I'm doing now is like, you know, when
good to
you're
see you.
like, have you ever been like, oh, nice to meet you? They're like, oh, I've met you before. So now what I'm gonna say always, like starting like my last like time like meet and greet thing at this expo, I always say, nice to see you, nice to see you, nice to see you, because it's like nice to meet you, like we've met
The
before.
jig is up
I'm like,
now, though. Now they all know.
okay, but I'm just gonna do it to everyone. So nice to see you guys.
Nice to see you.
Nice to see you.
Nice to see you.
Nice to see you.
Yeah.
Not nice to meet you. Nice to see you.
Next
because
time
if
I
you've
should
never
be
seen
like,
them-
nice to see you. Remember I did the podcast with you?
They're like, of
This
course.
is the first time we meet.
The most
so-
viral episode. Yes. Of course you
Oh, I still
remember.
recall that.
Yeah.
But that is a good thing to say, guys. Just always say that to everyone.
I have to tell you the story. I went on a date recently with this really good-looking guy, age-appropriate, like awesome dude. Can you guys believe that we had a little like, cause I was like joking with him, right? And I was like, oh, you're a little gordito. Like I was like, you know, like I was just being cute.
Okay, that's cute.
He took it so wrong that he was like, do you understand that I can have any girl I want? Do you understand, like, I know I'm hot? He literally said this to me. I said, can you please leave right now? Like, I was...
On a date? That happened on a date?
We went to dinner. He took me back to my house.
Yeah.
And I told him, you want to come up? It was like 9 o'clock. It was
Yeah.
early. And we were just having a conversation on the couch, just like talking, and he was like sitting in a weird position, and I jokingly, like, I was trying to be cute. It's like, oh, you're gordito.
It does gordito mean
like a little chubby. But he wasn't.
I thought
like,
you were saying dick. Little dick.
No.
I'm like, oh, that might be a little
That's
offensive.
where your mind's at. You were hoping it was
You're
that.
like doing this, and you're like, little dick.
Oh, it's so little.
So little. I'm like, okay, that would be a little offensive.
No. I understand that he might have taken it the wrong way, but not
Me
to
and my
tell
onesie.
me, you know how many girls I can get? Like, that was a little bit much.
Well, that was, what you did is that you took
Push his button.
took a bow and arrow, and just shot it right through his ego, and then it burst, and he just like, not knowing what to do.
He's not. That's the
And
thing.
he's
He's like,
But maybe
great
if
in
he's
shape.
one of those guys
But he
where
went
like
to a defense mechanism.
But if
of-
he's one of those guys too that's like his appearance is everything to him, and you're taking shots at the one
that's
thing
what
he
I.
thinks
That's
he
exactly
has.
what I took from that. Like,
He's
and I
like,
was
"This
like,
is
no,
all I got."
I can't do it.
Yeah, because you want to make me, and I bet you guys too, want to be with a guy where his appearance isn't everything. So it's like even if he was a little fat, he's like, yeah, you know?
But he that's the thing, like, you weren't.
Does he speak?
He wasn't.
And does he speak Spanish?
He understands fluent Spanish.
Oh, okay. I was
knew
about to say
exact-
maybe he was like Summer and thought it was a little.
Oh,
I was like,
well, I don't get to that point, so I don't know.
You guys were like around on the couch, about to do something. You're saying that he had a little dick. I'm like, that's kind of mean.
You never
Like,
want to say.
I would
"Aw."
leave too.
Well, that's crazy. Yeah, that would be.
And then you're
Like,
saying,
listen,
like,
it works for some people.
Oh my
No, but what you said isn't mean to me. Like, I think that's fine. Like, especially if he wasn't fat. It would be mean maybe if he was fat and you're like pinching his big fat
he
stomach.
was. That's the thing.
Yeah.
He was in great shape.
Yeah.
It was like he was like sitting.
What was the
like,
conversation? What led
we
to?
were talking about boxing.
Yeah.
And like working out, like,
Okay.
and that's where it came about.
And then like, oh,
I was like,
you don't
oh,
work
yeah,
out.
yeah, exactly.
Dude, that's so weird that he got
No!
But he could have even been.
It's
a
so
little
funny how
nicer.
like you think it was like, and then she thinks.
Oh, this is us in real life. Like I think I say the most inappropriate shit, just like cussing like a sailor, just like, yeah. And then Amanda's like, no, please don't say that. That's mean. We're sensitive. And then I'm like,
Man, this. What about you guys? Like, because you both have boyfriends. Do you? Are you? Because you've been with your men for a while now. Like, are you
Yeah.
guys more of a team now, where it's like?
Oh yeah, like for sure. I'll pay for food, and then he'll pay for food, and then it's like we don't even like talk about who's paying for what. We'll be like, I'm hungry. What do you want?
What about you?
Yeah.
oh yeah, see that's what I was just saying is like my boyfriend works for me, so it's like
Oh, he works
yeah,
for you.
yeah. So it's like
Yeah.
it's just like what is like
how
kind
it
of
is.
ours. Like we're literally like one person. So.
Yeah.
Oh, that's dope.
Yeah.
So it's like if I wouldn't honestly do it, like if he had his own job and I wouldn't pay for everything, but he works for it. So it's like we're like
Yeah.
a team. We're together. Like
you're rising up together.
That's
Yeah.
like so
Take
cool.
care of
Like
that.
I wish, like that's my goal. Like I
Yeah.
would love to have someone that's like in my team.
Yeah. But for the first, did you do a first
oh no,
date?
he had a job. So when we first started dating,
Yeah.
I met him. He was my waiter.
Oh, really? That's
yeah.
so cute.
And so he had a job for like the first like 3-4 months that we started dating, and he would pay for everything. So he's the type of person when he does have money, he wants to pay for everything
Right.
and wants to do everything for me. So I know that if he did have his own money, he would do it because he is a gentleman. But it just works out right now. Like I don't want him to go have a job because I need. He takes all my pictures. He's my bodyguard. I'm like a very like.
That's so cute.
So it's like I like someone always being with me.
Right.
So if he had a job, it kind of defeats the whole purpose. And then he's not gonna make as much money as me right now doing like being a waiter, like because he doesn't really have a profession. So it's like it doesn't really make sense splitting stuff because they're gonna be like all his money.
And then you're requiring so much of his time too for
Yeah.
doing all these things. It's like, how can he? Like,
Right.
it's
And
like,
how long
yeah.
you guys been together?
a year and like 4 or 5 months.
Oh wow. And you guys been like over a
I always
year
say different things. I'm like,
It's like 2
3
years,
years.
3 years.
10 years, yeah.
She's like 16 years.
No,
Wow.
2-3 years.
It's awesome.
Around
Well,
that.
they were friends
2.
before, so it's
Yeah.
like kind of hard because they've known each other for so long that
Yeah,
it's
you
like,
guys were like
Yeah.
best friends. That's amazing.
Yeah.
that's the best way to do it, honestly.
Yeah. But you were like straight into it.
Yeah, I saw him. I was like, Mom, because my mom was with me. I was like, I want him. I'm marrying him.
Like that way.
Give him my number. So I wrote it on a
Yeah.
pack of gum, and I had her give it to him. So
At the restaurant?
I ran out though. I was like, I ran out.
Stop. That's
Yes.
the cutest thing ever.
So so I like to meet people in person. Like I don't care how cute you are. I don't care like anything. Like if you slide in my DMs, it's just a turn off to me. Like I'm old fashioned where I want to meet in person. I want to see you.
We
Like
should do an episode.
Did you girls go through your DMs? Did you used to go through your DMs?
the only way
Oh,
I
when I
would
was single?
do it.
Yeah.
No, I don't really do that.
You guys don't
no.
even check.
Because you can. It's almost
You have
hard.
to go. It's like refresh every 2
Yeah.
seconds, and it's like most of my DMs are me and just like group chats of like boys, like group chat of like high school boys, like like
Sommer.
sending back like other girls and like talking about what they're doing today. I'm like,
Yeah.
what the fuck are you guys doing? I don't even look at
Like, why
it.
am I in here?
But you know what I wish Instagram would do? I mean, it would
They
be
did
kind
do
of.
it, by the
Oh,
way.
they do?
Yeah.
Like if you're verified, you can get to right to the DMs.
There's a priority tab, and you can move people to priority, and then there's also like a.
But what if you're not ever in that chat? So it's like there's some people that I want to like talk to, like other girls are like, I'm like, hey, let's be friends, let's do
Yeah.
something. They'll never see it because they don't follow me, you know. It's
Right.
like,
But they do it with verification and number of following,
oh, they do it.
which is interesting.
Oh, so you can go into yours and change it, or
No,
what?
no, they have like an actual tab. I don't know if they only do it for verified accounts, but they have a tab now to where.
I thought it was like you just move it and then you can decide which you want.
Here.
Because if they don't go in there and do that, then you're still not getting in. I'm like, where's
Yeah.
my in?
And
Because I
if-
know if they were DMing me, I wouldn't see it, you know?
Right.
Let's see.
Because like if we've never met ever and like we wanted to meet, we would never probably meet
It's called
unless
top
we saw each other.
requests.
Oh.
See? So it shows your top requests and it puts the verified.
Dude, that's crazy.
Yeah.
I'm like looking at it, I'm like, wow, you don't let those people in, damn.
No. So you go home for Christmas every year.
I try.
Yeah.
Hopefully this year I can go home.
Yeah.
I miss my fam.
Well, I hope you make it home.
And I hope you guys come and I'm there so we can all go
Yeah, you
out
gotta show us around.
and
for
do the
sure.
parrandas.
That's the
Yes.
best way to go out is
You
like
guys
when you
should
know someone
totally
there.
experience that.
I'm not.
It's,
Hey,
it's so much fun.
sign me up.
Okay.
Where's the sign
I'm
me
gonna
up?
hold my breath.
Remember
No,
we
do
knew
it. I'll
promise.
Yeah, I love
That's
Puerto
this is
Rico.
this is like a form of like
Oh yeah.
contract.
Now we're
Okay,
in.
tree of life. You're right.
Done.
like
There we
you
go.
can't break that contract.
No, I'm not.
There's not even like you
I
can't
have
take
a
that to
place in
court, right?
Puerto Rico. If you guys ever need to stay there, it's empty. No one lives there.
Oh.
I'm serious.
Okay.
I
Chesca.
have a little apartment there, so
Yeah.
it's super cute, cozy.
No, we love that.
So
Thank
if you guys ever want to go get away with your men,
Yeah.
No, we want to go get away with you.
Yeah. We
oh
wanna
yeah,
go
or we'll
girls
just do a
trip.
girls trip and I'll be the tour guide.
Yeah.
Totally.
No, we'd love that. That'd be amazing.
So make sure you guys check out Chesca and all of her music. We have links below on our YouTube video. And for our listeners, they can find you. Just again, give a little plug.
Chesca on YouTube, Chesca on Instagram, Chesca on Spotify.
So check out all of her stuff.
Yay.
And make sure to check us out on Apple Play, Spotify, wherever you listen to your podcast, and download us.
Yes. And send in your diary entries to diary@ohoneydiary.com. We love you guys. Happy holidays.
Happy holidays. Feliz Navidad.
Oh, honey.
Oh, honey.